Let's talk more about the Business Roundtable. And again, if you could kind of dig into some of these issues. And I realized that the healthcare group was already kind of set up and running. I realized that some of these other ways have already been there. But what do you think is the most important way to go about addressing this? Or what's the consensus you get from your peers at the Business Roundtable, other CEOs, where you all say, OK, here is how we put our back into this. Here is how we do this. Are you going to be employing lobbyists or using your lobbyists to try and make this happen in Washington, too?
Yeah, we'll work together, the CEOs as well as the teams that represent each one of the companies to try and bring it all together. And the first thing that goes through my mind is we need to listen. We need to listen to a diverse group of people. We need to make sure that we're hearing them and that we're finding creative ways to drive change. You know, a lot of the things that we've tried in the past haven't been as successful as what we ultimately need them to be. So I think there should be a period of time where we're gathering information, listening, looking for those leverage points that if the policy were shaped in this way, it would have a different outcome. This is one complex system. You could think of it like a mathematical algorithm, and we've got to tweak the variables so the outputs are different. And so each one of these leaders, I think, will be thinking about it that way. You know, obviously, Jamie knows a lot about the financial system. Mary's doing a terrific job assuming responsibility from Jenny for education and workforce development. These people care deeply about these things, and I think as they and their teams and the small group that we set up on each one of these areas will be listening, looking for new solutions, trying to find what works, leveraging all the information we can come up with, and then we'll turn it into a plan. And we'll do the best we can of sharing that plan and creating a plan that's simple enough to execute. One of the things I've definitely learned working at Walmart is if you want to execute at scale, it has to be simple. And if you want to change a complex system, it has to be simple. So we've got to go through this period of time where we absorb information, deal with complexity, because these systems are complex or we would have already changed them. And then once we have that diagnosis, communicate it in a simple way and get on with the work.
Part of the learning experience is trying things that ultimately don't work. You just mentioned that there have been things that you guys have tried in the past that maybe weren't as successful as you thought. Could you share one of those lessons?
Well, I'm just thinking generally, you know, charitable giving is important and we should do it. It demonstrates our heart, and many programs at community level do work. But that's not enough. And this conversation's got to be longer term and more lasting. And I'm not saying that we should wait years for change, but what I'm saying is when we have events like this, sometimes there's a surge of energy and passion and emotion, and people will give money, which again is good. But then we get distracted and we move on to something else, and the lasting change doesn't happen because we didn't do the work to get through complexity. So what I want to be different this time is for all of us to take the time, think deeply through these issues, and make changes. And I think it'll take more than just business. It'll certainly take more than big business. We're going to need partnership from government at all levels. We need all business to change, and we hope that our voice can help influence that.